What's going on, guys? TJ Weeks. Here to answer a couple questions I got. Let's see here. My home life. My home life's pretty good. A lot of you that know, I'm gonna get married this month, and we have 6 kids between both of us. So stay pretty busy at the house. Not only with writing, but chasing down kids and keeping them from getting in trouble and all that good stuff. Uh, yeah, I work a lot as well, so I mean, I don't get to just write books and all that. An interesting question I got was, what's an unknown character? Like a character that I feel that no one's thought of, or that'd be like interesting to bring into a story or something. Uh, that's kind of a hard one to throw out there. I mean, people's wrote about werewolves and vampires and gremlins and monsters and all kinds of stuff in the horror side of things. Uh, I guess if I had to think of something just right off my head or whatever that I think that's probably unknown that hasn't been tapped into yet, it's maybe like a vampire clown or something. Like nobody likes a clown anyway, so I mean, they don't bother me, but there's a lot of people out there. That's like kids, man. They put out clowns and everything else in these carnivals and circuses and all this stuff, and it's supposed to be like fun for the kids and all this other shit. I mean, how many how many people have taken their kids up there and to this clown, and I mean, how many of them actually laughed or smiled about it? Most of them screamed their head off. And anyway, if it's like a vampire clown, it's just just a little bit more craziness added into the mix or something. Uh, so I mean, yeah, there you go, a vampire clown. Brief bio. Ooh, let's see here. Uh, well, I was born in Odessa, Texas, uh, which is West Texas for some of you that don't know. I've lived in East Texas for a huge portion of my life. I went to school in East Texas, at Harmony. So all you Harmony guys out there, girls, whatever, y'all probably remember me. And anyway, even though I haven't seen a lot of y'all in forever, but anywho, I've been in the military. I've been in bands. I've pretty much have wrote my whole life. Uh, I lived in Corpus and South Padre. I lived in Mississippi. I've lived in Illinois, uh, and now I made myself home over here in San Angelo, Texas. If you enjoy desert, you should move here. Anyway, where do I get my ideas? And it's always funny whenever I'm asked this, because I mean, basically, they're just asking in a really nice way of like, like what fucked up your life so bad that you come up with these crazy ideas for for these horror stories. And honestly, I mean, I have led a pretty crazy life, uh, but there's nothing that I can think that's just so traumatizing in my life to where I've came up with these stories and stuff. So I don't really have an answer for you guys for that. I mean, I see different things, and it I just, I don't know, my mind wanders, and I catch on to certain things, and I just think, hey, this would be pretty cool, if this actually happened, but it happened this way, or something else. For all you that's like read Deadly Mountain, I went through and basically, well, I've always wanted to go skiing in the Switzerlands, or in Switzerland. And so, I mean, I started thinking about the snowy mountains and everything else. And, like I said, I'm in the military. So, I mean, I've been to Iraq. I was there for 18 months. And, I've seen a lot of crap that was there and all that. But, so I started kind of, thinking of ways. I mean, how can Iraq be involved in something like this? So, anyways, basically, I don't want to tell a story or anything else. But, as far as like the research and everything else that everyone knows I do, I mean, I did use an actual world news report, something that was put out to the whole world, to where it made sense on why Iraq or Iraqi people would be in Switzerland, and why there would be like a problem and all that there. So I did, you know, intertwine a lot of that stuff. You know, there are scenes in there that it's just stuff that I've never been through in my entire life, but I actually sat down, I interviewed people that had been through it, and I mean, that way, you know, whenever you rate it, it I put it as close to its realization for you. I mean, so I mean, it's almost like, you know, you were with these people and you've experienced it yourself, and you know, some of it, you know, people think I'm throwing it off my head, everything else for writing it and all that, but I mean, you know, what, it's not a good story if you can't, if you can't tap into those areas to where, you know, it's, most people don't reach. Or, you know, it's like I've been asked before, you know, do you have like a line that, you know, you're just not willing to cross whenever you write? And I mean, honestly, I don't. I mean, you know, that's kind of like, you know, growing up as a kid and everything else, and having all these things, all these rules thrown at you and everything else. I mean, and you know, you come up with that rules are meant to be broken. You know, music. You know, I mean, if music would have just, you know, stayed at some fine line or whatever, it would never have accomplished as much as it has today. Uh, you know, I love words, and I love being able to put them together to where it can strike people's best interest and everything else. So, I mean, yeah, I don't have like a line that I'm not willing to cross, but I mean, there are certain, I guess, things that I just don't really care to cover, or I don't care to release to people. And I mean, it's not because I think, oh man, that's just so crazy that you know, I don't think that anyone would read this. Everyone's got their own opinions about everything. I mean, you have some people out there that, you know, they think I'm just crazy as hell because I write these horror stories and everything else, and you know, I mean, they just, for the life of them, can't understand, you know, like why I would go to the levels that I go on some of my stuff. And then you got other people who are like, oh man, that's just badass. Like, I would have never have thought to do that, you know, like now that I read it and stuff, like, oh shit, dude, that's awesome. So I mean, anywho, you know, it, like I said, it just comes down to everyone has their own opinions about things. And you know, I'm not saying if someone else wrote some of the things that I'm not really willing to throw out there, you know, it wouldn't be like some just major hit. It's just stuff that I don't care, you know, for myself. And I mean, if I can't enjoy writing it, I'm not gonna write it. Anyway, if y'all got any more questions or anything else, just, you know, hit me up, let me know. I'm always willing to read and respond to everybody. Anyway, y'all take care.